What is up, everyone? Welcome back to our lawn, and today we're here to talk about how July got me again. And so today we're here to talk about two things and what you can use my failures to learn from and advance and manage in your backyard putting green or just your yard in general. The first is that right there, and there, and there, which is a separate and unique issue from what is going on right there, and right there, and right through here. Also, guys, this is Moose. He's our foster currently. If you're somewhere in southeastern Wisconsin, reach out to me. He's available for adoption. He's a delight. First issue is a combination of soil problem, because this is just all native soil back here. Grass type, because all the issues that I'm having that particular problem are areas where it is the legacy fine fescue bent grass. Admittedly, I still have no idea what the native grass is back here. So we have planted 007 and flagstick, native grass, planted 007 and flagstick. So these native grasses tend to give me a hard time when it comes to the summer. And so I experimented on this spot down there. And I thought, you know what area of my yard always does really well? This putting green. And I thought maybe the reason why is because the putting green is the only place that has been aerated. Half the putting green I drilled down 8 to 10 inches and backfilled all that with sand. So it is the best receiver of water and has the best opportunity for roots to go deep. So I thought I'll go aerate that and see what we find. Maybe there's a root under there. Maybe there's something. I put the aerator down into the ground, pulled up, and the top 2 inches of the soil just came with me. Those roots are not deep for whatever reason. So there's a couple solutions to that you can try to use. The one that I'm going to choose to use is I'm going to do the same thing I did up on the putting green, and whenever time affords me the opportunity, I'm going to go to the areas that are the worst, and I'm going to drill holes, I'm going to backfill with sand. The other is you could pick up what is referred to as a wetting agent. This is something that is going to break up the surface tension because my soil back here does tend to get fairly hydrophobic. I'll grab some footage later when I get the sprinklers out here. When I move them, all the water that drips out will just run across the top. It's very, very hydrophobic. And so a wetting agent can also solve that problem. So when you get into the summer months and you're getting into these hot temperatures, having a good understanding of what your soil is able to do in terms of receiving and retaining water is good to know. And the other place you can look is to some of those wetting agents to help you with water retention and water penetration. Now, I've watered very regularly. I haven't traveled at all this year. I've been able to stay on top of watering. I had no chance in those areas. No chance at all. In the second area and the second problem that I'm fighting against is disease again. So last year I lost probably 50 or 60% of all of my seeded bent grass to dollar spot. It got really bad and it happened so fast. It was in the middle of a time when I was traveling. I didn't have a good opportunity to spray and I just lost a bunch of it. And now, since then, it's all recovered. So this isn't something I panic about, but it was something that I wanted to improve upon. And so this year I was committed. Like I said, I've had very little travel. I've been able to stay on top of this the whole season long. I had a plan. I had azoxystrobin and propiconazole for my low disease pressure months. Then I had saved my Armada applications for the year for the high disease pressure. And I added mefenoxam for Pythium and chlorothalonil for dollar spot. I am doing by far and above the best that I have ever done when it comes to fungicide applications. And yet, cooked again. And a lot of that is because of that. This exists in the shade a lot of the time, so I have to be every bit on top of this. And the lesson that I've learned here is that when we get into these high disease pressure situations, is that application interval is going to really shorten, because the applications I'm doing I can tell work, because after I spray I get a little bit of green up coming back. I see it actively stop looking sickly and stop dying off. So really now I need to know when it gets hot, and something you can know, the hotter it gets, the wetter it gets, the more you're going to have issues like this, the shorter that reapplication window is going to get for you, and you need to be on top of it more and more. So what's going to happen is going forward, Moose, come here. Come. Hey. Good. Come here. There we go. There you go. Is I'm going to align my fungicide applications through like July and maybe into August, maybe late June. They will be aligned with my PGR applications. And I hate doing that because fungicides aren't cheap. So when I'm doing this Armada chlorothalonil mefenoxam application, it's $70. It's a $70 application back here, $11 per 1,000. It stings, but now I know it's something I have to be committed to if I really want this all to survive. However, when we get up here into the sun, and the putting green has done really well. I did lose a little bit of disease issues and pressure down here. And then also where I turn seems to be a little bit more susceptible to disease. Otherwise, there is up here that do get some sun doing just fine, other than the drought and heat over there. So there's the lessons we can learn on how to prevent it. The other lessons are it's difficult to grow cool season grass in the summer. Even if you're here in Wisconsin where my summers are fairly mild, still really hard. It's going to struggle. You're going to have issues. It's going to go dormant. It's going to die off from disease. I'm not worried about it because I am now 0-6 against July every single year, despite the fact that every single year I get better at this, I still lose to July. I still have some part of this die off, and yet these are spreading grass types. As the temperatures cool off, we're gonna bang it with fertilizer again. We're gonna get it spreading vigorously. We're gonna go through the winter. It's gonna come out in the spring. We're gonna bang it with fertilizer again. This year was as nice as it's ever looked, despite me losing 50% of it last July into August. Next year will be as nice as it's ever looked because it didn't all die. It's all still here. The dormant bits will come back. We'll water, we'll improve, and we'll just continue to grow as we maintain our backyard putting greens, as we take care of our grass types. We learn, we advance, we get better. So that's all I have for you this week. I think the next video is going to be, might even be a short. It's going to be time for you to do the summer fertilizer applications again. On the low cost, low effort lawn care program. And then the next main video on the channel is going to be how to have one of those. It's going to be the 6 years that I have of managing this, the various stages of planting bent grass, the various things that I've learned. And it's going to be an update on what is by far and above my most successful video, which is best, most effective, most cost effective, effort effective way that you can get yourself to a putting green in your backyard that you can use. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you found this helpful, leave me any comments, questions you might have on some issues you're seeing in your own putting greens. As always, I just thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you, and we'll see you next time.